I'm sure everyone has gotten hurt before. If you haven't, you're lucky. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the times I got hurt. There's been a lot of times I got hurt. I'm going to tell you guys the times I got hurt of all the times I can remember I got hurt. So, one day before I lived at this house, I was scootering down a steep hill, scootering to my Nono's house because he lives close, and Nono means grandpa. So I was scootering down to my grandpa's house, and when we were because at the end of the walkway, I was scootering down a steep walkway. I was holding a drink in my hand, and I was going so fast I couldn't stop, and my mom warned me not to wear sandals. I was wearing sandals on my scooter. I was speeding down the hill pretty fast, and then the next thing you know what happened, I lost control. I fell off my scooter and landed on my stomach on the pavement, and my drink spilled all over the place, but I didn't care about that. I just cared about myself. My scooter was fine, but I wasn't fine. I can show you. It was this leg, so from this kneecap all the way down to my foot, it was bleeding, and I could not walk on it for like a few hours. So that was pretty bad. I was crying. My leg was shaking so much. I was very scared because something that bad's never happened before, and I was just sitting down right. I'm glad we were right at my Nono's house, so that was good. The second thing that has happened to me once, it was actually yesterday, something happened to me. So it's kind of dramatic. So we were going to my Zia's house. Zia means aunt. So when me and my mom were about to leave, go to my Zia's house, since I love bubble gum so much, I opened up my bubble gum machine right when we were about to leave. I took a gumball, I kind of lifted up my mouth. I put the gumball in my mouth, and the gumball, I didn't chew it. I swallowed the gumball all the way down my throat, scratching my whole throat, and the gumballs are like this big, and your throat is like smaller than a gumball, this big. So it was scratching my whole lungs and stuff, and it just hurt. I was able to breathe, but it really hurt in my whole chest, and my whole throat just hurt. So when we went out, I was panicking because I swallowed a solid, and the gumballs were pretty big. So we got in the car. I was just staring out the window the whole time. I was holding my chest. My mom gave me a sweater because I was kind of cold. And after I fell asleep in the car for 2 minutes, woke up, I kind of felt better, but it took 2 hours for me to actually feel better. So I'm warning you, next time you guys eat a bubble gum or any solid thing, just don't look up when you put it in your mouth, please. Even if it's like a round thing, because it just went down my throat. I never even got to swallow it. It just hit my tongue and went right through my throat. So the next thing that happened that I can kind of remember, I didn't really hurt myself on this. It's when I got COVID. So before New Year's, I was at my Nono's house, and my Nono's grandkids, my Nono's grandkids' mom got sick. No, she got COVID, and because she didn't feel well after when she left. That was back, like, at Christmas time. Yeah, it was at Christmas time. So then she took a test after, and she was positive. So when I was after school, when I went back to school, my mom told me about it, and she said she took a test and she was positive. So first when my mom took a test, she was negative, she was fine. My nono took a test, he kind of was positive, but he was also negative. And then after my mom, they took the test again, and then my mom was tested positive, and my nono was tested positive. So my mom was getting worse and worse. There's kind of sometimes where she can breathe, but it would like stop for like a second. But I said I wish I would have COVID and not my mom. And then the next day, that night, I was just kind of feeling better. It's not that I wished for it. I didn't want COVID, and I didn't want any of us to have COVID at this point. I didn't even think about it. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I just, that night, after I was feeling like I had a runny nose, I kept coughing and sneezing. I was just in pain the next morning. I couldn't get out of bed. I've been feeling worse every day. I couldn't go to school. Wait, no, that was on school break. That was on school break. And then by closer to New Year's, because I was feeling just worse and worse. And on New Year's Eve, I fell asleep for 2 hours, waking up at only 8 o'clock. I thought it was 8 in the morning. I'm like, I missed the New Year's countdown, but it was 8 o'clock at night. I was so tired. I was so confused at New Year's Eve. And I'm like, so my no went out for fireworks. I didn't get to go. I was very sick. And me and my mom were just watching the news. My mom was feeling better when I got COVID. I was doing just a craft watching the New Year's. And all I said was, all we did was sat on our couch, watched the news. When Betty White died dead. So I won't get into that. I'll just say, so like, on the countdown, I was just like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Mom. And then that was all. And just she's like, oh, it's New Year's, Happy New Year, because she thought that was just a practice. But yeah, it was like the worst New Year's ever. COVID like stopped me from having a good New Year's. But if you guys were watching this, make sure you make yourself some popcorn if you're going to say that, because I still got some popcorn left. So, also while I was having COVID one time, my mom, in the morning, she told me that she almost called 911 because she was trying to wake me up. And I couldn't wake up, and then my mom was about to call 911 because I couldn't wake up, and then I woke up, so that was a close call. And, and a few days ago, I got allergies, and I kept sneezing so much at school. I had to keep getting up and use tissues. I was in pain that day, and I laid down. I still had to go to school because my mom had to work. Now I'm fine. It's just I still have the coughs, but you know. And there are other times. So there was this one time I was 3 years old, and I was playing with scissors. Maybe some of you guys know where this is going, but I had scissors, and I was going to make something, or I was just playing around with scissors. This is why you guys should never play around with scissors. And I was using scissors, and I accidentally cut, like, my finger. and I was crying because it hurt because I cut my finger with scissors, and it was painful. I was only 3 years old. And I remember because my mom has a video of it. So another time is, I'm sorry guys, but I don't remember any other times. But if you want me to talk about some other things like what I do in my life, my morning routines and everything, just let me know. So bye guys, and that was it for every pain I have felt. Goodbye.